Hi everyone, Jeff here from Kids Guitar 3. Today I'm going to show you how to change the strings on your acoustic guitar. This is what we're... Hi everyone, Jeff here from Kids Guitar 3. Today I'm going to show you how to change strings on your guitar. This is the string I'm using. I've been using this brand a long time. I like them. It's Diodario, and the strings I use most of the time are going to be the light. So that's the 12 through the 53. I'm going to put it on this acoustic guitar right here. These strings come in a color-coded setup. It tells us on the bag what color. Like for the first string, the ball end is silver. You can see that's the silver one there. And then the green one there, our heaviest string is going to be the brass, which is for the 6th string, so that's that one right there. So that's something that you need to know. So you put it on the right string, and to replace the correct one. So the heaviest string is going to be the 6th string, which is towards the ceiling when you play it, if you're right-handed, and the thinnest string is going to be the 1st string. They're both E strings, and that's towards the floor when you're playing right-handed. One other thing you have to keep in mind is how the end of the ball end is secured in your guitar. This is a real easy one. This is a really easy one to do right here because they'll just come right out that end. A lot of them have the pins on it where you have to pry the pins loose, so that takes a little bit more work. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen just one string at a time. So I'm loosening my 6th string. And you get lots of different opinions on how to change strings. Some people say take them all off and then change them. I'm going to go with changing one at a time so I don't take a lot of pressure off the neck. I'm just going to cut it with some wire cutters right down the middle. Pull that end out. And then I'm going to loosen up down here. That one comes out. Then I got the brass end. Okay, so I just feed that into the opening there. I like the phosphor bronze strings. It gives a warmer tone than just the brass. So that's basically what I use. As far as measuring how long the string should be, some people will leave. There's a couple ways you can really do it. Some people will feed it in and kind of just leave a lot of slack and just kind of get used to how much slack to leave. And then what you'll do is you'll wrap above this piece, crank it or bend it upward, and then you'll be wrapping underneath it. And then you just go ahead and tighten it. And as long as you get one turn, you're usually good enough. But the method I've been doing lately is I'll go ahead and measure about 1 post pass. So here, I'll give it a little extra just to make sure. I'm going to pull it and go to the next post, and then I'm going to cut it. I'll put it in through the hole in the post, maybe put it in 1/4 inch through, or maybe 1/8 of an inch, leaving it that much. Then I'll hold it tightly around like that. And I've already got one wrap above there. Now the next one will be below it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and turn. I'm turning to tighten this tuning key or tuner. I have to go counterclockwise to tighten. And just keep turning and make sure it goes below where I bent it first. Then I could just go ahead and compare it to the first string. Gives an approximate idea. That's pretty well tuned. So now then I'll move on to my next string, which will be the 5th string. So I'll go ahead and loosen, cut in the middle, make sure I got the right string. This is going to be the 5th string on my package. It has a red ball end on it. If it didn't have the ball ends on it, I just kind of, you have to know by size. You know, you'll get to know the different widths of your strings. Okay, and sometimes it helps to bend it up a little bit that way as it goes through the hole. It'll clear the saddle easier. And then again, go past one additional post, and then I'll go a little bit past. Clip it, bring it back, let it go out about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch or so. Wrap around the top part, and then underneath it, tighten it. Keep turning counterclockwise to tighten. This is your 4th string or D string. I'm going to pretend that there's a post past this one. You know, in between there is about 1.5 inches, so I'm just going to guesstimate. So that'll be about 1.5 inches. Cut it. Wrap around the top part in a. By the way, this is as I'm wrapping on these 3 posts. I'm wrapping it clockwise. Okay, and then after one wrap on the top, I go below where that string went in. Okay, I'm on the 3rd string from the floor now. It's a G string. So I loosen it, and as you'd be looking from your end, you're turning it lefty-loosey, to the left, counterclockwise. That loosens the string. Okay, so again, I'll estimate about 1.5 inches or so. Clip it. Okay, I'll leave it out about 1/8 inch. This time I have to wrap it in the opposite direction. With these three posts down here, I have to wrap it the opposite direction. So I'm going to wrap it around the post counterclockwise. Wrap around the top, and then I'll wrap below. I found my handy dandy string winder. That's the proper name for it. And you just fit it over the tuning key. Make sure you're going in the right direction to tighten it. And you can feel it tighten, and it just goes a lot quicker. As you saw before, I really didn't need it for the other strings, but some people prefer that. Okay, then onto the 2nd string. In this case it's purple. You always want to make sure that you're cutting the right string at this point, otherwise you'll be cutting off a brand new string, and that would be a bunter. Okay, last string. Sometimes I'm a little dyslexic about which way to turn. So if I hear it going up, I know I'm tightening the string. I have to go the opposite direction. This has a silver end on it. Again, I wrap around the post counterclockwise. Wrap around the top part, then underneath where I inserted the string for the bottom. And again, people will tell you different things. Some people actually tie the string, or they'll bend it a certain way. This is the way I learned though, and I've had pretty good luck with the strings being secure and not slipping. Okay, since I don't have perfect pitch, I'm going to do this quick. I'm going to use my snark tuner to tune it all up. Sixth string was G, E, fifth is an A, fourth is D, third is G, second is B. I've got a video on how to tune, a couple of them actually, so you can look those up on YouTube. Okay. Okay, it sounds a lot better than the old strings. I didn't really strum it for you before, but just a lot brighter. I would suggest changing your strings at least every 6 months. If you're playing a lot, probably about every 2 months or so. So I usually buy a 10-pack and change them as much as I can, and that'll really help your playing sound better. Your strings will sound brighter. One last note too, your strings are probably going out of tune for a day or two, so you may have to keep retuning them. It's not uncommon. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll stretch these strings a little bit. I'll just kind of lift up. You can see me pulling up, and I'll just move my finger all the way along. Do that on each string. That helps stretch them, because they need to be stretched for a day or two. They will go in and out of tune. Okay, now if I play that, listen how I play those chords again. So I got to retune, and that'll kind of help along the process. But over the next day or two, I'll have to go ahead and retune them. And then probably after a day or two, they'll be all set. I'll be ready to go. Okay, so here I've got it all retuned. So it sounds really bright. A couple last minute notes is that what I'll do is I'll take the bag that it was in and I'll write the date when I changed them. So I always remember when I changed it. I'll leave it in my guitar case. This way I know when I need to change them again. The other thing is I always leave an extra set of strings in there in case I break a string. This way I have a backup set of complete strings. And don't forget to be careful with these strings when you're done. Just kind of wrap them up so you don't cut yourself. They do have sharp edges, and I'll usually try and coil them up so that they're not flying around. And then I'll put them in the garbage, make sure nobody gets hurt on them. So that's about it. If you have any questions, write me on the YouTube video, and hope that was helpful for you. And I'll see you in the next video.